Hi, I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Are you ready to speak fast English? Let's talk about it. Have you ever watched an English TV show or movie and thought, oh my goodness, they're speaking so fast, it's just one long word? Well, today I have some good news for you. Today I'm going to be helping you with some common English phrases and sentences and questions, how to combine them, how native English speakers make them quick and fast so that you can pronounce them like this yourself if you feel like it, but also to help you be able to understand fast English. You're going to be pronouncing these 8 fast sentences in English in no time. Let's get started. Our first 5 sentences include some kind of reduction with the word you. Let's take a look at our first sentence. What do you think? But do you think that we really say it this slowly? What do you think? Absolutely not. I just bought this new dress. What'd you think? What is happening in the middle of this question? Let's break it down. There are a couple different ways that we can reduce this question, so let's talk about the first one. What do you think? What do you think? Here, the final T on the question word what is cut off. We just say what. And then instead of saying do with a nice ooh sound, instead it sounds like duh. What duh? And then the next word you is going to have a similar sound. What do ya? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Can you say that with me? What do you think? What do you think? But would you imagine that we can reduce this even more? Yup. You will definitely hear in English movies and TV shows people say, I just bought this new dress. What do you think? What you think? What is happening to the verb do? Listen carefully. I just bought this new dress. What do you think? What you think? Do is just gone. It's completely absent from the sentence. It's off on vacation somewhere. So you can say, what you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Our second question is, where did you get it? But do you think we say it like this? Where did you get it? No. If English speakers spoke like this, then you probably wouldn't be here because you'd already be able to understand fast English because it would just be slow English. So let's see how this is actually said. I love that dress. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it? Let's break this down. Where'd. Where'd. This is a contraction of where and did. Where'd ya? This is you. Where'd ya? And then our final 2 words we're going to link together. Get it. Get. Where's that D coming from? Get. Get it. Well, in American English, when there is a T between 2 vowels, we often change that T to a D sound. This is going to be extremely common in American English, and it's going to help you to pick up on fast words like sweater, water. These are common examples of a T changing to a D. And finally, in this question, there's one more thing we need to mention. Listen to the final sound of the question. Where'd you get it? It. Do you hear it? Nope. Listen one more time. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it? That final T is not really pronounced. Your tongue is going to be in the same place as if you're going to make a T sound, but instead of letting that air flow out, your tongue just stops on the top of your mouth. That's why we call this a stopped T. Can you say those final 2 words with me? Get it. Get it. Get it. All right, let's put it all together, and I want you to say this out loud with me. Where'd you get it? Where do you get it? Where do you get it? Now, sometimes we reduce this a little bit further, and the entire rest of the sentence sounds the same except for the word you. Sometimes we say where'd ya, where'd ya, instead of where'd ya. This is the difference between ya and ja. Where'd ya get it? Where'd ya get it? Where'd you get it? Oh, I like that dress. Where'd you get it? Where'd ya? So that's the one main difference here between these two different reductions, and you're gonna hear both of them. So now I hope that you'll be able to understand them. Let's go to our next one. Sentence number 3, or I guess question number 3 is, are you doing okay? This is a very kind question you can ask someone who you feel like might be having a hard time in life. It's the year 2020, so a lot of people are in this situation, and it's a kind question you can ask, and you will also hear other people asking. But do they say, are you doing okay? No. This is often reduced in a couple different ways within the sentence, so let's talk about it. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you doing okay? Are ya doing okay? Here we have kept the word are, but then you, listen carefully, are ya doing okay? Does that sound familiar? We already talked about how sometimes you becomes ya, and this is extremely common as we're speaking quickly and talking with people in a comfortable situation. Are ya? And then listen to our verb, doing okay. What's happening with the G at the end? Doing. It's gone. It is on vacation. So make sure that we say, are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? We can reduce this even further by cutting off our first verb, are. You doing okay? You doing okay? Say that with me. You doing okay? I haven't seen you for a while. You doing okay? You doing okay? Fast sentence number 4. Did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? But do you think we say it like this? Nope. Instead, we're gonna reduce this in a couple different ways. So you might say, when I visit my grandma's house, she always asks me, did you eat yet? But she doesn't say it like that. Instead, she says, did ya eat yet? Did ya eat yet? Here the word you is being reduced to ya. Did ya eat yet? And also notice what's happening with the two final words, eat and yet. They both end in T, so think back to another rule about T that we talked about. Eat yet. My tongue is stopped at the top of my mouth and I'm not letting that air pass through. Listen to the full sentence. Did ya eat yet? Did ya eat yet? Can you say that with me? Did ya eat yet? We can reduce this another time and say, did ya? Did ya eat yet? Say it with me. Did ya eat yet? Did ya eat yet? And then we can reduce this one final time, and this is, I think, one of my favorites. Growing up, my family sometimes used to laugh about this because it's reduced so much it doesn't sound like any English word, but in the right context, you can totally understand it. What if I said to you, jeet yet? It sounds so weird. Jeet yet? Jeet yet? This means, did you eat yet? But we are reducing this again and again and again. If you remember, we just talked about did ya, making you into j, a j sound. So that's what's happening here, but we're dropping did and we're keeping j and then eat. Jeet yet? Did you eat yet? Jeet yet? Jeet yet? Now, if you are uncomfortable using these extremely reduced versions of English sentences yourself, that's no problem. One of the biggest benefits to knowing these types of reductions is being able to understand other people when they use them. So I want to give you these tools in your figurative English toolbox so that you can understand people. If you're watching a movie and they say, jeet yet? Before this lesson, you would have thought, what in the world did they say? But now you know that they're asking, did you eat yet? So you have that tool in your toolbox to know how they're saying this, what they're saying, and how they're reducing it. Sentence number 5 is, I'll text you later. I'll text you later. We often use this if we just want to get in touch with a friend later. Maybe you don't have the information they're asking about. You don't know if you're free on Saturday to get together. So you're gonna go home, look at your calendar, and then you'll text them later. So let's break down how we can say this sentence. I'll text you later. I'll text ya later. Did you notice what we're doing here? You is becoming Listen again. I'll text ya later. It's becoming ya again. As you can tell, this is a very common reduction of the word you. I'll text you later. We have another reduction that's happening here. What is that first word? I'll. This is simply a contraction of I plus will. The future tense in English, I'll text you later. Listen to our final word, later, later. There's a T, but it sounds like a D. Is this happening again? Yes. Here we have a T between two vowels, and so the word later doesn't sound like later. Instead, it's going to sound like later, later. Can you say that full sentence with me? I'll text ya later. I'll text you later. We can even reduce this a little bit more, especially in an informal situation, and drop the subject altogether. You might just say, text you later. This is kind of like when you say goodbye to someone and you say, see you later. You're dropping, I'll see you later. We just say, see you later, talk to you later. This is the similar idea, but you can say, text you later. Okay, text you later. I'll get back in touch with you. Text ya later. For our final 3 fast sentences, we're going to be talking about reducing contractions even more and sometimes cutting out verbs completely. Let's go to sentence number 6. I don't get it. I don't get it. This verb to get means to understand, and we often use this for jokes. So if someone tells a joke, you might say, I don't get it. This means you don't understand why it's funny. So they might have to explain it to you, and this is something that's common. As you're learning another language, there's probably a lot of twists of language or jokes and different things that people will say that you won't understand why it's funny or why it was interesting or why it was sad. So you might need to say this, hey, I'm sorry, I don't get it. Can you explain it to me? That's perfectly fine. But let's break down the pronunciation of how you can reduce I don't get it. Our first way is to say, I don't get it. I don't. This is a negative contraction, do not, and that T is just going to be stopped at the top of your mouth. Don't. So you're making a slight N sound, but you want to make sure that that T is stopped. Don't. I don't. And then we're going to link together, get it. Do you notice here a T is between 2 vowels? Even though they're different words, it's okay. It's still between 2 vowels. We're going to link them together. Not get it, but ged it. What's happening with the word it? Here, that word it has a stopped T at the end. So it's just it. My tongue is stopped at the top of my mouth. Do you think we can put all of this together? I know it's a short sentence, but isn't it amazing how so many pronunciation tips can be packed into one short sentence? All right, let's say it all together. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you might have imagined we can reduce the contraction don't even further. Listen to this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. What's happening to the D here? I don't. It's just gone. Sometimes we just cut it out when we're speaking really fast. So you might hear I don't, and that is I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. The final part is the same as before. We're changing the T to a D, ged, and then it is a stopped T. Get it. But that first part with the vowel, listen again. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So you're gonna hear people say this in movies and TV shows really fast. If someone says something funny and the other person doesn't laugh, they might say, sorry, I don't get it. I don't get it. Sentence number 7 is I have got to go to someplace, the store, my friend's house, work. But do we say it like that? Oh, I bet you wish that we did. But unfortunately, we reduced this many times. So let's talk about it from the beginning. First, we're going to make a contraction with I have. I've, and then we have got to. Got to implies a necessity. I have to do something. But got to means something very similar. But we can reduce these words together. Instead of saying I've got to, we can say gotta. We often write this in a text message or in a quick email as G-O-T-T-A. Gotta. What's happening with the pronunciation? That T is changing to a D. Say it with me. I've gotta study English every day. I've gotta. The same thing is gonna happen with the next two verbs, go to the store. Instead of go to, we're gonna say, I've gotta go-da. I've gotta go to the store. I've gotta go to, that T is changing to a D. Say it with me. I've gotta go to the store. I've gotta go to the store. Now, just to let you know, sometimes in American English, when there is a present perfect verb tense, like I have got to do something with the word have, sometimes we drop have completely, especially with got to. We might just say, I gotta go to the store. I gotta go to the store. Where are you going? Oh, I gotta go to work. I'm sorry, I'm late. I gotta go to. Our final sentence, number 8, is I'm about to plus some kind of verb. Like I'm about to pass out, I'm so hungry. Or I'm about to go to work. I'm about to do something. Let's reduce the beginning of this sentence. Our first word is a contraction, I'm, which is I am. I'm. Our next word, about. Sometimes we cut off the first letter A and just say bout. And then for the word to, sometimes instead of saying to, we say ta. You saw this previously with gotta, go to the store. Here it's the same thing. I'm about to pass out. I'm so hungry. I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to go to work. I'm about to do something. But we have one more reduction that we can have. Think about those two T's at the end of the word about and at the beginning of the word to. Those are two T's together, and on either side of that, what do you see? Oh, is that a vowel? That's right. There are T's surrounded by vowels, so what happens? We can change them to a D sound. And this is all gonna link together in one fast word. I'm bowda. I'm bowda. I'm bowda. Here, this D sound is the T that's been changed into a D. Actually, the two T's that have been changed into D's. Let's try to say this all together. I'm about to pass out. I'm so hungry. I'm about to pass out. I'm about to pass out. I'm so hungry. Great work practicing all 8 of these shortened, quick, reduced, fast sentences. I hope that this helped you to be able to understand some principles of English pronunciation and to level up your listening skills. I want to know in the comments, what'd you think about this lesson? Was it helpful for you? What'd you think about this lesson? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this. If you did, maybe I'll make some more in the future. Well, thanks so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! The next step is to download my free ebook, 5 Steps to Becoming a Confident English Speaker. You'll learn what you need to do to speak confidently and fluently. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more free lessons. Thanks so much. Bye.